Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday morning. Hope that y'all are doing good. You're staying blessed and staying safe out there. Welcome to another episode of Real Talking Topics, and we are doing pretty good ourselves. Still out here working, getting this money, We very proud of ourselves this week. We've been starting to save a little bit. We got a few things we want to do for 2026. We've been working, getting that stuff together, and everything's been going good. And of course, our lives are greatest, first and foremost. Yeah, so all that. Hi, hey babe. Welcome in. That's our husband, y'all. But yeah, been doing good. Very proud of ourselves. Staying focused and locked in with everything we got going on. So today, we're gonna be talking about a little bit of that. But topic for today is, can you truly heal yourself and trust other people again? After betrayal, heartbreak, and disappointment. Um, for us, that'll be, we know we can heal, we know we can let go, move on. We already know this. But trust again, that's something that's always been important with us. And everybody we used to deal with, our husband and one other person. Um, Only two like actually helped and we can trust. You know what we're saying? Everybody else done just did us dirty in the worst ways. We never would have did what they did to us. But it is what it is. But them, nah, can never trust them again. We open to trusting, new people, whoever we gonna meet, come across. And no, we're not holding no grudge. Everybody always assume that. We not bitter, none of that. We just let go and we see you for who you are now. So, I mean, what you want us to do? We can't keep letting people in and coming and going in and out of our life and then burning us again or get an attitude and stop talking to us or talking about us. We realize we cannot control that. Everybody gonna do whatever they gonna do for whatever reason. So we gotta remember who the hell we are, why we doing, what we did and did not do, and that's what's important. So trust is like you crinkle up a piece of paper, then you want to smooth it out again. You know what I'm saying? It's just certain things you just don't do. Nobody is perfect. We can't say that enough, but it's just certain things you just don't do to people, especially when they got the best of intentions. It's like we done been spit in the face and stomped on. We just like, you know what, we done. We trying to help y'all and be here for y'all and not really doing much for ourselves, and then it's not even being appreciated. Like, yeah, we done. You know what? At this point you can probably call us selfish, but we don't look at it that way. We putting ourselves first. You know what I'm saying? So we don't really have time for people to even, understand that. And that's just, us being honest. We've been disappointed, especially in relationships. Very disappointed. And we got tired of that. It was like, we the ones that got to decide our path and what we going to do and, X, Y, Z and all that stuff. Yeah, we already know we can get up and work. So that ain't going to be a problem. It's better than sitting around waiting on somebody and they don't come through. We done had that happen too many times. Good Lord, it don't even make sense. We be trying to understand people. We really do. And just when you think you done seen and know it all, somebody come out with something else stupid. And we like, you thought that was a good idea because, yeah, you ain't really got no good reason. It seemed like a good idea at the time. Yeah, that don't make sense. Mm-mm. And healing, trusting. We know it can heal. We've healed from a lot already. So, healing from stuff now, that's not a problem. Especially when we didn't know better and we could have did better. We'll say that. Oh yeah. Trusting, that's something that's very, very fragile to us. And believe it or not, people look at trust differently. That don't even make sense to us. Don't do it to somebody else if you don't want them doing it to you. Don't be a hypocrite. Don't be a backstabber, a bottom feeder, a liar. As Honorable Elijah Muhammad teach you, treat others how you want to be treated. That simple, that easy. But we make it so complicated. Then when somebody get hurt, they got to heal all over again. For some they didn't even ask for. And everybody looks at healing different. You got different aspects of it, of course, spiritual, mental, emotional, even financial, what I'm saying? Your wellness, self-care. Everybody has their own self-care healing journey that they own. We own ours as well. And we working on every area of our life. And we try to do something different every day, stay on our schedule, especially our workout. We at least try to do one thing on that list. And it depends on what we got to do for that day. But we're making sure we stick with that. And as far as our emotional shoe, it is what it is. Ain't no point sitting around mad and angry. That ain't gonna change nothing. You know what we saying? Let it go. We got every reason to be the most angry, bitter, pissed off, and frustrated and snapping on everybody. We got plenty of reasons to be like that, but we like, nah. Not that we competing or we got anything to prove, but we're not finna do what y'all want us to do. So guess we'll just be the bad guy, let you tell it. So it's different for everybody. A lot of people think it's gonna be overnight. It's gonna be a quick process. We can tell you absolutely not. It's something you're gonna be working on every day because life is gonna life and things are gonna happen. Everything is a test of how you choose to deal with it mentally, your emotion, your response, all that. So what we doing now is looking at the bright side and expressing gratitude every day. Because we know there's a lot of people going through a lot worse than us. So we do our best not to complain. That don't help nothing either. So don't get in that illusion of being over it. Face whatever it is that you're going through. Why you let it happen? I was stupid. You got to kick yourself or cuss yourself out. We did it. It was like, you knew better. I know you didn't know, but it's like deep down, and we be trying to say this and make it make sense, but like you don't know better, but it's like deep down, like, why didn't I do the first option, the initial one I was gonna go with? Like, we hope that makes sense. We were trying to say it and make it make sense. But you don't know because you think you know this person, like family, relationship, whatever. And like then they do something, whatever it is, you just stand there like, damn, that's how we feeling? Like, I okay. We speechless. It's been so many times we done stood there on the phone or talking to somebody face to face and they just say something like, well, I wouldn't have did if you wouldn't have had. So I control you? No. No, you did what you did because I'm going to show her. I'm going to teach her. I'm going to go humiliate her. I'm going to embarrass her. You just showing us the type of person you are. And that's something we just realized a couple years ago. You just showing us who you really are. Yeah. So that's why we say it is what it is. We got every reason to be mad as hell, but no, we still here. And we still here for a reason. We're learning that every day. You know what we saying? Letting things go. We cannot control everything. And that's what we was trying to do. He's like, no. We neglecting ourselves, we putting ourselves last, and this ain't to be inspired towards anybody, but it's something that we have to do right now. Of course, we ain't gonna leave nobody behind. We ain't like that. No, no. But it's something we have to do right now because we 40. We gotta get our life together. You know what I'm saying? That's up to us. And we can't do that, and we sitting around here helping everybody else too, especially when we need it. Ain't nobody, know what I'm saying, around, can't call the kids, the family, nothing. And we got their number. We can contact them. But I said, we're not gonna hunt nobody down. We're not doing all that. And mentally, we have to stop saying negative things to ourselves. Of course, spiritual, we always say this. We follow Islam, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's teachings. That's been the biggest helper because we realize a lot about ourselves and a lot of things, everything we should have did differently. Like we said, we didn't know, but now we do. And we determined now more than ever to do things different. Save some money, stack your bread, work. You know, we're going to put ourselves on the spending schedule. Yes, baby, you heard us correctly. We didn't tell you yet, but we're going to put ourselves on the spending schedule and get serious. So, Ain't nothing gonna change unless we start doing something different. You know what we saying? We can have people helping us. Whether or not they do, we still gotta get out here and do what we need to do so we can do what we want to do and help others. Cause that's something we're gonna be doing as well. Yeah. We have plenty. Y'all done heard on the show already for those that have heard the show about our personal experiences and our thoughts on going through, your healing process and just waking up and seeing that this world is fake. You really ain't got to compete. You just live your best life. And, do you. Don't be who other people want you to be. You know what I'm saying? We've shared all that. And isolating yourself, that's something we do recommend, but that's not going to really help you heal. It's just going to give you time to focus on you and being intentional with everything you got going on. And whatever goals you set, whatever milestone you want to hit, you got to put in the work. It's gonna be peaceful though. People say it be lonely. We stay to ourselves, so it ain't really lonely to us. And for those that can relate, you know what we're talking about. So it helps. It's not gonna solve all your problems. You got to put in some work because if you're gonna isolate yourself and not do nothing, then you might as well keep doing what you're already doing. So yeah, all that good stuff. But you got to put in some work and inner work. We're not talking about going to buy material stuff, inner work on yourself. Take some responsibility. That's something we had to do too. It ain't all your fault, but you gotta take some responsibility. So that's something we had to realize. We wasn't perfect. We was fast, not acting crazy as hell, all ghetto and ratchet. Yeah, that's on us. We let people control our emotions and our reaction. My fault. Yeah. We were stupid. We finally learned how to shut up. Yeah, we finally learned how to shut up. We don't tell nothing, nobody nothing no more. We tell our husband that mostly everything we gonna be doing. A lot of stuff we just get out here and do it. So we not playing, but we just stop. Just do it, and then everybody will see it when it's done. Cause they're gonna try to talk you out of it. They're gonna start hating and talk about you, which you should be flattered by that. Cause if they talk about themselves, ain't nobody really listening. So all that good stuff. But yeah, put in some work. Like we just said, acknowledgement. You gotta do some grieving, have a mental funeral for them people. And we mean don't ever speak to them again. Okay? We don't mean put them on the back burner. And when you go through something else, you're gonna contact them again. No, 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 no. You decide you want to cut them off, cut them off. That's the best way to teach people how to treat you, cut them off. They gonna realize that, but they ain't gonna say it out loud though, because that means they got to acknowledge that they was wrong and you was right. And they did you wrong. That's sad. But what can you do? Deal with it, face it, let it go, and start rebuilding and rebranding yourself and your life. People gonna call you bougie, or you think you better than me, you all that now and all that stuff. Yeah, yeah, we do. Because it ain't got nothing to do with you, but we've been through way too much to still feel like a loser and our life being ghetto. We tired of our life being ghetto, all that good stuff. So yeah, we do. We've had to restart, refresh, and reset ourselves plenty of times, pull ourselves up by our dang on bootstraps out that little pit we dug for ourselves way too many times. So yeah, and we still here. Yeah, we do. Ain't got nothing to do with you. We just being better and being the best version of ourselves. What you want from us? Never mind. Don't care. Okay. It's our life. And people got to realize that. Well, I just wanted this for you. I just wanted it doesn't matter. Even if your intentions are pure, it don't matter. This is our life. We got to make that decision. It's y'all life. Whoever listening, same thing. Can't judge somebody. You don't know what they were facing or dealing with. Whatever decisions they made, even if you don't agree with it. We see a lot of stuff on social media out in public we don't agree with. I don't know that person. And we used to be that person. Yeah, we changed, but don't ever forget where you come from. Don't. There was a point in time where you was doing the same thing they was doing. So you got to realize and understand all that. And people get us, look down your nose at somebody like, shut up. You got demons and skeletons too, so don't be sitting here judging us because we living different. We actually love ourselves. We want to do better. Don't. That's not gonna work, especially with us. We're an A-wife, so we'll fight you back. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We not doing that. You're not gonna talk to us like we're a child. Oh man. And one of the main things people need to remember when you're going through your healing and whatever it is that you're going through, it's not about forgetting it. You do want to delete it or at least keep it in the back of your mind, not like a grudge. And it's just remembering it differently. Just facing it. Okay, they did it. I felt how I felt, and I decided to move different. You know, that's it. Once it's done, it's already done. Can't do nothing to change it. Or them. Don't think they really want to change, otherwise they would be. So yeah, you just have to deal with it. People are not nice on the inside. They are evil, full of hate and anger, and don't know how to really deal with it. No, they don't. And they deal with it in a unrighteous manner. We did it too. Didn't help. Nothing got better. Nothing changed. Yeah. And we realized you need to do something different. This ain't it. Made some different moves. And we glad we did. Now we are where we at now. Better. Um, doing a lot better. Feeling a lot better. Taking care of ourselves a lot better. Everything. Everything. And now we're not going back to that. That's what people don't understand. So if to you, you think we all that, or we better than you or whatever, okay, go ahead and think that. We can't do nothing about it. But we competing against ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We going to war with ourselves, not even with the world. And we know it's a lot going on right now. But we going to war with ourselves. This is an apology to ourselves, and we have to fix a lot that we broke. And with our trust being broken, we one of the reasons why we stay to ourselves is when we trust somebody, like we said already, we got let down. And it's like you just see that person different. You don't even look at them the same. That's one of the reasons why we said we had to cut a lot of people from our past off. We just took one look and was like, yeah, I don't like this. I don't deserve this. I'm not gonna put up with it. I'm saying this is who you are, and we ain't got to like it, but we ain't got to deal with it either. You know what we're saying? So we just realized that you have no room in our life anymore. You don't have a place in our life anymore. Go on, live your life, be happy, but we're gonna have peace. You know what we're saying? So it when people break your trust, it does affect that majorly. And you don't want to connect with other people because you don't know this person. They might do the same thing. They might turn out to be a good person. It paralyzes you. It makes you not want to trust people. And that's sad to say. It really is because we do believe there's some good people out there. We do. Ain't really ran across them, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody always got an agenda. But they're out there. You know what we're saying? Um, you just have to, we would say take your time, just when you're ready, put yourself out there, just protect yourself, and one or two things gonna happen when you're dealing with people. They either gonna burn you or they gonna help you. So that's one of the things that we learn. And just be our own best friend, and we can always trust ourselves. We don't let ourselves down enough as it is, so we're not finna keep doing that. We have to learn how to protect ourselves and not like punish ourselves, and we hope that makes sense. And we've done enough of that, punishing ourselves, beating ourselves up. So we had to let that go. Look, you messed up, you fell short, you didn't know. It is what it is at this point. You know what we're saying? So just don't beat yourself up. Just do better. And that's something we know we can do because we don't want to keep repeating the same stupid decision. That means we ain't learned nothing. If we deal with people that we done cut off again, we haven't learned nothing. So this is a part of our journey and stuff right now. And, we realize what we deserve and what we don't deserve and what we want and don't want in our life. We're in our 40s now. You know what we're saying? So we have to protect ourselves and just realize, just be careful who you get involved with, protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? Do whatever you gotta do. Make sure you put yourself first. So we're not saying we ain't never gonna deal with people again. Of course we are. Everything that we do, we're gonna have to, but just be careful. Because the first time coming in, we was working on getting ourselves out there and performing and modeling and all that stuff. So we can still do the same thing. Just be careful this time. And we know what we're gonna do and what we're not gonna do. So that's it, that's all. Um, and like we said, becoming our own best friend meant rebuilding, trusting ourselves again because of the things we was doing in our past and we had to heal from. We had to rebuild that with ourselves too. We're not gonna let ourselves down. We're gonna be real with ourselves. We're gonna be honest with ourselves. We're gonna take care of ourselves and put ourselves first before other people. You know what we're saying? And we know what we've done in the past. Just do it different. You know what we're saying? No bitterness, no anger, no spiteful, none of that. No emotion, period. That's not gonna help you. So we had to learn how to diminish that. Because our emotions, that was a handicap for us, man. Never again. We learned, just let it go. Let them. Let them think they won. Let them think they got you. You know what's going on. And we believe that the truth always gonna be revealed. So we not worried. So we just keep going, keep being a good person. Don't let that affect us. No, we're not doing that. We got every reason to. We can't say that enough, but we're not doing that. We deserve better for ourselves and our life and the people around us. And it don't mean you're gonna forget your past. It don't mean it didn't happen. It happened. We can't put no more simple than that. But don't be uh cruel to yourself. Don't hurt yourself. That's something we did do as well. It's not worth it. Just do better. You know what we're saying? Anybody can. We don't care how bad you done messed up or what you think can be fixed. If you're willing to put in the work, it can be fixed. And we know with our process, everything we do is gonna take a while. But we just put in the work and make whatever sacrifice we need to make, hold back on some things, just accomplish one goal, get to the next step. You're gonna be good. Just take your time and be patient with yourself. You ain't got to prove nothing to nobody. You're not in no competition. You're not. You worry about your lane. Applaud the people in the lane next to you, whatever they doing, but stay in yours. They might be out there working and hustling too. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? So just applaud them. Don't be no hater. Your time gonna come. Just don't quit. We cannot say that enough either. And don't give up, especially on yourself. The only thing you're gonna get out of that is knowing you quit. And I don't know about y'all, but that don't sit right with us. We not a quitter. We don't even know how, unless it's like no other option, and we haven't run across that yet. Because there's always an option. Nah, we not finna quit. We don't know how. It's always a way. It may not be the way we planned, but it's always a way. So you don't have to forget your past. Don't let it make you a crappy, mean, evil person. Just don't let it do that. Please don't let it do that. Just believe in yourself, know better, do better, let your growth, take your time. It's no race. You know what we're saying? Let your growth just speak for itself. Just learn, take some responsibility, and you know what we're saying? You just do better. And like we said, anybody can. That's something we doing. That's something we doing. We know we growing and we changing and evolving, and that includes letting go of a lot of things and people. You know what we're saying? Just accepting what we did, taking responsibility, and moving forward. And we just let people now. We can't control them. We can't stop them. And you know what I'm saying? They're going to do what they're going to do. We got to do the same thing. So Like we said, all those things are very fragile and very important to us. You have to make sure you don't ever let yourself down. So we focused on really falling in love with ourselves and trusting ourselves. We tired of letting ourselves down, tired, and we know we can do better. So we got to lock in and do better. That's it. That's all. Okay, y'all. So what we're going to do is take our first break, play some music, and we will be back on Real Talk and Topics. right, y'all. And just like that, we are back on Real Talk and Topics. So, for those that are just joining us today, we're talking about can you truly heal and trust again after betrayal, heartbreak, or disappointment? So, what we're going to talk about now is what healing and trust look like in real life. Yeah, in the real world, in reality, not in your head, not in the fantasy world we living in right now. So that's one thing people have to do. Face reality. A lot of people do not want to do that. Who's really around you? What's really going on around you? What are people showing you? What is your life showing you? Everything you're doing. Take a good, hard look at it. If you can sit here and tell us that you're happy, we know you're not, but you don't lie yourself, that's on you. You're not gonna elevate or get anywhere in your life like that. Yeah, all that. Um, Like we said already, we done said this 100 times. There's easy, practical ways to heal. Like we already said, you gotta take responsibility, accept things for what they are, accept people for who they are. Do not try to paint a different damn picture. That's what they're showing you. They're showing you how they feel about you, which is absolutely nothing. They only have you in their life because they are benefiting from you and they're getting something from you. Unfortunately, that's how a lot of people operate. If they can get something from you or use you and then still spit in your face, they will. When you stop and you cut them off, that's when you become the bad person. So be prepared to be that person. We done said that before too. Take your time. When you're ready to open up, open up. Just make sure you keep your boundaries, what you will and won't tolerate, what you will and won't put up with, who you are, stand on that, what you represent. Just be 100% with yourself and other people. They're going to talk about you, judge you. They might not even understand, but at least they know. Protect your peace. Don't really put up no walls, but protect your peace. You know what I'm saying? You can't block everybody out. You know what I'm saying? If you have to, yeah. But a lot of people, we still talk to a couple people, from our past, like one or two. But majority, yeah, you know what I'm saying, we don't block and cut off. They the ones got the walls up because we will never, ever trust them again. Push they probably feel the same way about us. Not sure what we did, but it's probably something. So whatever, it is what it is. But take your time, but set your boundaries. We already got ours. We got a long list, so we are not playing this time around dealing with people. No, no. If you ain't got no good intentions, if you don't want to work with us or deal with us because of who we are or what we represent, and you can't run all over us, use us, ain't no hard feelings, but it's probably best we don't do no business. That's probably gonna be best. So I'm not gonna shrink or change, diminish ever again. We know who we are, we learning that, and that's something we're gonna definitely make sure we stand on. Don't really deal with a lot of people anymore. So we can't really say we got any triggers. We do have things we really, really don't like, but we're learning how to communicate that a lot better. A lot of times by not saying nothing at all and just taking it to a lie. Yeah, that's the major thing that we do. Talk to him more than anybody, probably our husband after that, and ourselves. So, like we said, we just learn to really control our emotions and just a lot of things, just let it go. You know how people are. We understand that by now. Like we said, it is what it is. What can you do? You can't control other people. Um, Giving people grace. Whew, haha. Yeah, make sure you be real careful with that. We're learning how to do that a lot different now. Um, Without losing our self-respect. And the best way we can probably explain that is just don't take any type of behavior. Don't accept anything you're not comfortable with. You ain't gotta do nothing you don't want to do. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta hold no grudge or be bitter with anybody. We know how easy it is. Trust us, we went through it. But just Just knowing who you are, knowing that person, to the best of your ability, and just letting go. There's different ways you can do that, but a lot of people think it's forgiveness. And some people do forgive. We will never. We said that already. We ain't holding no grudge. You know what I'm saying? We're not still mad, but these people knew what they were doing. It would be different if it was something accidental or you didn't mean to, but these people knew what they were doing. How can we do that? We just basically had to learn how to let go. We will never forget, but we had to learn how to let go and not hold on anymore. So that's just us, and that's one of the ways we have to keep our self-respect by putting ourselves before you. Because you choose yourself over us any day. And we ain't as you should. As you should. But don't be a hypocrite when we do it. It's not being selfish. We are one of the most selfless people you will ever meet. We don't have a problem helping. But when we do things for ourselves, we want to better ourselves and take care of ourselves, it's nothing personal towards anybody. We just want to be better. That's it. Not trying to get back at nobody. We ain't got nothing to prove. Your path gonna lead you to death. So why we want to follow that? That's not an example we want to follow. That's why we said we don't want your life, anything, anyone, whatever you got in it. Because we know you're not helping nobody. It's just for your benefit. We're not moving that way. So we have to make sure we protect that. So in the major way we did it was cutting people off. Can't deal with you no more. Wish you the best, but you got to go. And that's something we're gonna have to stand on. We know everybody gonna talk, they talk, they gonna talk their noise, whatever. It still ain't gonna stop us from making a decision we gotta make because it ain't got nothing to do with you. We keep trusting you and we keep forgiving you, and you're just gonna keep doing what you're doing. And that's something that's on us. We let you do it one time, you're gonna do it again. We let people do stuff to us 10, 20 times in one relationship. Nah, that's on us. That's something we gotta take responsibility for. Cause we definitely knew better than that. Like they showing you, look how they talk to you, look how they treating you, look how they neglecting you. You know what we're saying? They would think they perfect and what they doing is not wrong. That's not no, they don't love you. They don't care about you. You know what we're saying? So that's something you have to accept. That is something we have to accept. So honestly, we still working on our trust. We can't even say we all the way there yet. That's one of the reasons why we ain't got no problems isolating. Can't nobody hurt us. Can't nobody do nothing to us. And we just had to really learn how to let go. And we're gonna keep saying this, see people for who they are, and we ain't got to deal with it. We're gonna cut off family, relationships, all that. It's no. No, we're not accepting that. We're not perfect, but we're a good person. And you can't see that, and you only contact us when you need us. No, no, absolutely not. So we're still on that journey too. Don't know how long it's gonna take, don't know how long it's gonna be, but we still on our trusting journey. We've been burned too many times personally and professionally. So we working on trusting things again and people. You know what we saying? So a lot of things we doing on our own because we know it's gonna get done the way we wanted to get done. But we collab or do anything, it's we gonna be real selective. You know what we saying? So that's the best way we can put that. Like we said, we ain't holding no grudge. And people gonna hear that and they gonna think, oh, she's still mad. She still got no, we just learned. If we really not trying to spite nobody, we really not. We keep saying that. But this is for us because we gotta fix what we messed up. We messed up a lot, so we have to fix it. Ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. You got to live your life and perceive how you want to perceive and do whatever you want to do for you. So I mean we gotta do the same thing. You know what we're saying? Um, we can't put no more simple than that. You know what I'm saying? We on our journey. We know everybody is. Healing in that trust journey, you know what I'm saying? That's exactly what it is. It's not a to-do list. You gotta go through this emotion, this process, this step, that step. Reflect, accept, just be honest, be real with yourself. You know what we're saying? It's not a checkbox. It's a journey. It's a path you're going down. You know what we're saying? So give yourself patience and please compassion. Be patient with yourself. We telling ourselves the same thing. Let go. It's already done. You can't do nothing about it. They're going to get what's coming to them. Be patient. Be kind to yourself. Remember to breathe. It's okay to breathe. It's okay to relax. It's okay to not have all the answers. It's okay to not have it all together. Just keep going and you will get there. You will. Remember who the hell you are. You've already survived a lot. You've already been through a lot. So why are you going to doubt yourself now? These are things we said to ourselves. We don't think of ourselves as better than anybody. We just us. But yeah, did you forget who you are? Did you forget what you already overcome? What you didn't think you was gonna survive or make it through? What you already accomplished, even when you was homeless and you was in the midst of all that hell you was going through, you was still making some moves. You was still doing, a little bit here and there. Still went to school. Still made sure your kids was good. Honey, you powerful. And we're gonna say it to y'all. To anybody that hears this, you are powerful, more than you know. And we realize there's so much inside us that we have to share with the world that we really want to do. That's one of the reasons we say it's not just for us, it's for other people too. So yeah, we on our journey. We're not out yet. Nope, nowhere near it. We still got a long way to go. And we got a lot to accomplish and we got a lot to do. But good thing with that is it can be done. It definitely can be done. You just have to remember our why. Why we doing everything we doing, why we here, and why we are the way we are. We were created beautifully through Allah, and can't ask for nothing better than that. And remember, if you don't remember nothing else we say, you are worthy of peace, even after pain, heartbreak, setbacks, letdowns. You have to pick yourself up again. You are worthy. Say that to yourself. Nobody has to say that for you. They're not going to say it. But say it to yourself. You are worthy of peace. Even after everything you've been through, you are still beautiful. Even after everything you've gone through, you're still here. Even after everything you've gone through. So just have faith in yourself. Believe in yourself. Whatever you want to do with your life, whatever dreams you want to accomplish, go do it. You don't need permission. You don't need a blessing. Just don't be out here breaking yourself and getting yourself in the situations you can't get out of. And you know what I'm saying? Something you can't fix. Protect yourself and make it mean something to you and help others. That's what we're going to always say, help other people. It's not just about you. So, always remember that. So, what we're going to do now, you guys, is go ahead and take our last break. We're going to play a couple songs, then we're going to come back and give you guys all our social media where you can catch We're Talking Topics and all our other shows as well. And then we're going to go ahead and do our usual. We was off yesterday. Get out here, get to work. Got a little rest, recharge, let's go. And we're going to get out here and get to work today. So we will be back out. All right, everybody. Just like that, we are back on Real Talk and Topics. And we are going to go ahead and give you guys all our social media, like we said before the break, where you can catch Real Talk and Topics. And of course, all our other shows as well. So, first and foremost, you can catch Real Talk and Topics this Thursday and every Thursday morning, live at 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. We always disclose this, y'all. Our show does discuss Islam for educational purposes. If this show is not for you, we just kindly ask no negative comments. We just welcome open hearts and minds to my brothers and sisters and all who wish to learn the truth. That simple, that easy. And you can follow us on all our other social media. You can follow us on both our YouTube channels, the Queen Mimi Radio Show and the Queen Mimi Podcast, LinkedIn, Queen Mimi, Twitch, Queen Candy 85, TikTok, Queen Mimi, Clubhouse, Queen Mimi 77, and of course over on Red Note under Queen Mimi as well. And of course, our Twitch schedule, same time for all our shows, y'all. We say it's every time, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. We're talking topics every Thursday. Queen Mimi blog every Friday. Queen Mimi podcast every Sunday. And of course, the Queen Mimi radio show every Tuesday. Like we said, same time, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, you guys. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here, y'all. You guys enjoy your Thursday. Don't work too hard. We're gonna be out here driving like a maniac, doing our deliveries for Grubhub and everything. And yeah, we gonna have a busy day. So y'all stay blessed, stay safe out there, and we'll talk to you guys tomorrow on the Queen Mimi Vlog Show. Y'all have a good one.